Routine file creation. You know, this is one of these ones that it can be a bit of a barrier to people using Content Manager because, you know, file creation is not as easy as it could be. You know, a specific example of what I'm talking about, you know, if you've got project teams or a PMO, and I'm sure that a lot of you do, you know, Prince2 is quite a prescriptive standard. PMBOK is less so, but you still end up with a lot of file creation that happens for every single project. You know, this is an organization that we work with. This is the kind of structure they create for every project. And you can see it's quite extensive. Now, if we look at the costs of actually doing that, you know, they do this about 150 project times per year, so one for each project, and it takes a records officer about, you know, 30 minutes to do it. So you're looking at 75 hours just to create files for your project teams. You know, the cost of that, if we're looking at, you know, entry-level sort of records officers, we're looking at about $3,000, and it doesn't cost that much to automate it. And then you can give it to project teams to do for themselves as they need to. And there's lots of other opportunities to do this sorts of things for more complex type file structures. And Alex, I think you were going to talk to this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Carl. So there's another use case that I wanted to talk to around this. So we had a customer who required a folder hierarchy to be created in a repeatable way on demand. So this is not like we're going to create all of our customer folders, you know, for this financial year or anything like that. You do it on the 1st of July. This is, hey, we're going to start a project, or we're at that point where we need to make sure that we've got everything in place to do good records management through the project. So we want to do it now, and we want to do it for this specific project. And the way that things were being created was manual and very time consuming. So the solution that we provided to the customer was a set of custom scripting that basically allowed them to say, hey, here is the classification or the top level folder that we've got for our project. I just want to click on that and click a button in Content Manager, and all of these things will be created for me automatically. And that's basically what it did. The metadata was taken from that initiating record and put onto a select number of the lower level records. So we can do things like provide structured titling. We can provide additional metadata that's set in additional fields and those sorts of things that allow us to be able to create things in the way that the customer wants without costing them any time. Because we're doing it through Content Manager, all the auditing and record security is preserved. We can use all of the rules that apply within Content Manager for these things that are created. It's worth also thinking about this idea and taking it across to things like workflow, and we've also customized workflow in a way that allows us to do this type of thing within a workflow. So we might have a specific activity within a workflow where if something is approved, we can then create a document within the system, or we can create some folders within the system that are, you know, use of that process going forward. We can also do things like finalize documents, email things to people, all of those sorts of things. And this is all part of this automation that we can provide, and really the limitation on what this kind of stuff can do is limited only by people's imaginations when it comes back down to it.